The policy that we've pursued for quite some time now is setting the minimum wage as a minimum standard which tends to be raised alongside how growth is going and how inflation is going. So it's actually very high if you look internationally as sort of a percentage of how strong countries' economies are. New Zealand's minimum wage is very high. For the majority of people who are earning the minimum wage, they don't have children. And I think if you're working a full-time job at that sort of wage, absolutely it is livable. The second thing I would say is that no, you cannot lead a life which has all the entertainment and all the ability to participate in the community that you'd want, living 14, 20, earning 14.25 an hour. But I think we've got to balance that against the fact that you know we simply are not wealthy enough as a country for everyone to be able to do that. And certainly if we were to raise the minimum wage to something more like the living wage, it would simply result in a lot more people being unemployed. You see in supermarkets, for instance, a lot of supermarkets moving to sort of electronic checkouts where there's no requirement to have a person working the checkout. And as soon as the cost of labour goes up, you're going to see more and more changes like that in other areas of the workforce and less jobs available to people who need them the most, and they're going to have to move to the unemployment benefit as a result of that. For a lot of young people, in particular people who are still living at home or people who are earning other benefits like the student allowance, having their first job is not about the fact that they need to be paid that extra few dollars an hour. It's about being able to say to their future employers, perhaps if they're studying and they're looking at getting jobs which they need their degree for, that they have work experience and they've been able to show that work ethic and they've been able to get references. So for a lot of young people, I don't think the job is primarily about the money. I think it's about those other things. If you look at New Zealand's unemployment rate, compared to the rest of the world, which has also experienced the sort of economic shocks that you had in 2008, it compares very well. It's just a fraction above 6%. And you compare that to the United States, to Britain, to most of Europe, it's a lot better. So absolutely, it should be down, we'd like it to be a lot closer to 4% or even 3%. But the best way to get that is actually to ensure that businesses are growing strongly. There's very little way to generate jobs in any other way really in the economy.